The stream up and running. I'm going to jump to a different audio channel, but you've got Merzane here as your table judge for tonight. So good luck to both of you. See you on the other side.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm good with Peter. Okay.
All right.
All right. Hey, everybody. We've got a game tonight as part of the top 16 for our Marvel Crisis Protocol Tabletop Simulator Season 5. So tonight's game's featuring Suzume, Kazo, or Leaf, playing against Mike, or Dr. Doom When, question mark, as it's shown on the streamer on the right side. So Suzume's blue player and Mike is red player. Now, Mike won priority and chose Secures, I believe. So he picked his Gamma, and then Suzume Kazo, he picked Montesi formula, but without prio. The players are just getting into the deployment, and we're gonna be streaming this for you. Let's do a little bit of bookkeeping on my end real quick. That should be fine. Okay. Alright, so on Suzume's side, we were looking at his picks. So he's got Criminal Syndicate roster today. He's got Kingpin's the leader. He chose Killmonger, MODOK, and Okoye. It's a pretty tall Criminal Syndicate roster. But it's a scrum in the middle of the field, so hopefully he's going to use that Kingpin leadership to good advantage. On the other side of the field, we got some classic Wakanda stuff going on. Your main three Wakandans, you've got Black Panther, Shuri, Okoye as your base, and you've got Ghost Spider, and you've got Valkyrie as included after the fact. So this is a pretty standard Wakanda wave setup that they something that everyone always discusses. The idea for the Wakanda wave is that they're trying to make sure that they get the chance to push you off of everything before they score those points at the end of the turn. So having more characters is good. Activating last is good. Those are all things that are kind of going in his favor. But, we'll see if MODOK's pretty good into some of the Wakandans. Particularly Black Panther. Black Panther doesn't have very good defenses against his mystic attacks, so we'll see how that shakes down. I think this is kind of one of those classic matchups, right? I expect that the game's going to come down to, at least in part, how well that we're able to control how well Shuri is able to control MODOK, right? If she can keep pushing him around and getting him away from the center of the game, then it's probably going to be easy for Mike to score those points on the Gamma, and if he can do that, that's going to be ideal. We'll see if Suzume is able to backstop MODOK against anything. It looks at least like right off the starting line, MODOK's bunched up against this building block here, or the toy block. So maybe he won't get moved off the starting line at least. Players are powering up, and it looks like we're going to be getting into our first round here. So good luck to both of you guys. Right. Okay, I think that may be the end of deployment there, and it looks like we're off to the races, so we just gotta wait for them to make their first moves here. So we got some range measurements to see how far MODOK can shoot off the starting line here. Alright, so what's my first activation in here? I think you probably want to use a Koei first here. I always like using a Koei first whenever I'm playing Wakanda. She doesn't have the automatic control effects that the others bring to the table, so activating her first doesn't really lose you much. You want to hold those pushes, like with Panther and Shuri, until later in the round usually. That allows you to get some guaranteed control effects off. Now, Koei doesn't have that, so you're not really losing out on much in terms of that strategy if you make an early activation out of her. Looks like we're considering a climb up top. Yeah, that looks good. Close enough to the book to get that spell book, and she'll be capping that that middle point. Now with the Kingpin leadership, though, it's going to be much easier for those points to swing in the middle of the game. So, yeah, we're going to have to see. Mike's going to have to get 2 people onto that center point just to contest 1 from Leaf's side. Alright, our table judge for tonight is Merzane. So, if you guys have any questions or comments about the game going on, throw them to me in the Twitch chat, and I'll make sure that Merzane is able to get that message, and he's able to see if it's important, so that way we can make sure we have a nice clean game here. But, you know, Merzane's set up to make all the decisions, basically, so... Okay. It looks like we got a couple people pouring in here. We got like 7 people watching now, so that's good. Welcome everybody. All right, so first activation from Leaf here. We got big ol' Mayor Fisk trundling up here, so he's going straight for that middle gamma, putting himself in harm's way. But you know, he's a pretty durable character, so that'll probably work out okay. So now just to tie, Mike's gonna have to look at getting 2 characters on there, but I expect that there's definitely gonna be a push to get him off of there, right? It's gonna be whether or not who it has to come from. That's the big problem. But maybe Shuri climbs over this wagon and then pops Kingpin and shoves him off, and then he's gotta make his way back after all. I like the... I'm not so sure about this Black Panther placement. I mean, I think that Mike knows what he's doing more than I do, honestly. But it's because Black Panther is on this side now. It's not really a viable option for him to bring Black Panther over to where Kingpin is standing and try to use the claws or the strike attack to push him backward, because it's probably going to be too much of a run for Black Panther to get all the way over there. But Shuri's perfectly capable of standing on that back gamma shelter and throwing her weight around, so to speak. So that looks like where we're gonna do this here. Oh man, okay. So there's a big hit roll coming out here, but it is Shuri, so it'll only throw in 1 damage. Most likely, at least. Even if he uses Super Genius, it's still going to convert to damage, because there's way too many results there for him to really make use of. I think it was smart to wait till after the shot to pick up the book with the Koei or with the Shuri, because you have options available to you when you have the more power on Alright, we got 1 damage sticking to Kingpin, so there'll be a push going on here in a sec. It's a good angle. Getting him back behind here. Truck's size 3, so if you were coming around the flank and trying to hit him, he might have cover, but this game's going to be a central game anyway, so. It's probably not going to take any attacks coming out there. Right, so we got Shuri's all wrapped up, and she picked up that book to boot, so she's sitting back there on 1 power. Mike's got control of 2 gamma shelters already. Now, it's 3-3 left to activate, so Leaf can't pass here. But I'm also trying to figure out what the move is going to be. I feel like it's going to be tough for him to leverage MODOK at the moment. I'm wondering if he can move MODOK, in front of this small block here with the S on it, and park his base like right in front there. He can attack things at the central gamma shelter. He can throw his weight around, and that block might keep him from being pushed away from either the gammas or just the scenario in general. Because this train here is real messy, isn't it? It's really just bisecting the field. And doesn't look like anyone of the characters playing tonight can actually throw that thing. I just checked MODOK's. It's a size 3 terrain throw only. Of course, Thomas the Tank Engine size 4. Putting MODOK over here also gives you the chance to maybe throw this truck at somebody if that comes up. Oh, it's going to be tight. So if he's up here, that might be able to get there, but it's going to be a close measurement. What kind of tactics cards we got here? Cruelty is good for Criminal Syndicate. Bitter Rivals, Climbing Gear, Medpack, Usurp the Throne. All good stuff. I think that Usurp is an interesting choice here. Black Panther's really durable. But, if you can soften him up with a Psionic Blast from MODOK, then you might be able to get your way out of it. Oh, this is interesting. So we had another... So Okoye's activating here, and she's going to move up and just be within range 1 there. I think we're playing this Thomas the Tank Engine as if it's flat on top, so. There she goes. It's quality terrain. Yeah. We got someone messing with the mod settings. No! Don't turn them off. Okay, there we go. I'd probably be remiss if I didn't mention the reroll stuff, right? Everyone's talking about it. This being a Wakanda game, it's gonna get seen. It's gonna come up here, so you kind of have to bet on that reroll from Shuri or from Black Panther's leadership now before you can see your own criticals if you're the attacker. it's been done to death, I think, that conversational topic. Jacob wrote a really great article about it if you haven't heard about it yet. I check out Jacob's blog, the Xavier Protocols blog. Alright, sweet. Looks like got the players talking a bit here. I think Leafs finished his activation with that Okoye, so we've got Valkyrie and Black Panther and Ghost Spider left. For my money, it's probably fine to get Valkyrie up in there. Maybe if she can double move far enough to get to where this Okoye is, she can just kind of chuck Okoye away from the situation. Ghost Spider's impact webbings could potentially push her as well. But if you're going to go that route and try for the potential push, I'd say use Ghost Spider like last or second to last. That way, you know, if there's an extra person on there and you really just need to shove everybody off, then she might be able to get 2 control effects out there. Oh, we got advanced R&D coming out from Mike here. Wow, Valkyrie's given up 2 of her power. I didn't see that coming. There's no throw from Valkyrie this round, then. But we do have an extra one on Ghost Spider now. And who else got that extra power? Yeah, Chris. If all the terrain was little square boxes, we'd be playing. We're playing like 2D terrain sets again. But I think it's so much. It's troublesome when you have your when you're using the simulator, right? Because I think everyone respects that it's not like playing in real life. You get these troubles right here. This automaton tank engine nonsense. Unfortunately, there's not really much we can do about that. But you know, that's why we have the table judge to make sure that it's as fair as possible for all the players involved. Nice. Thanks for showing up, Chewy. Yeah, we got... this is probably going to be a pretty close match because that criminal syndicate leadership can really flip things pretty quickly. Alright. I think we're still finagling this Shuri movement here. Oh, okay, I see. Looks like Ghost Spider ran up and did her... Oh, this is a neat thing. Now I know why the advanced R&D came out. So Ghost Spider is doing her web line to pull Okoye here into range 2. And then it looks like that's going to give Ghost Spider the ability to use her spider technique, I think it's called, the first attack. Her builder, basically. And then get a movement off of it. So she might be able to go up there and share the space with the Gamma Shelter space. Got 3 results there. Okoye doesn't look like she's blocking any of it so far. Yeah, I thought Killmonger was a spicy pick in here, right? Like, it's kind of a tall criminal syndicate roster. You've got Kingpin, Killmonger, MODOK, and Okoye. You don't often see that. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is a hot roll on that Okoye there. Jeez. I think he's going to try and... I should think he'd try and drop this down behind where Ghost Spider's standing. You know, Panther can easily pick it up. But you definitely need to keep it away from Killmonger just running up and scooping it, I guess. It's a tough choice. Killmonger might not want to do that, but at least with Valkyrie out of power right now because of that advanced R&D she spent, I don't know how much I mean, she's not going to be able to charge, right? So all you'd have to do is just not land Killmonger within range 2 of her or Panther, and he probably survives the turn just fine if he wants to run up and get it. But I don't think he's going to be able to make it with just 2 medium moves to that position. It's a little far. Yeah, it's a big far. That was definitely a big roll. Yeah. Yeah. I agree, Chewy. I was talking about that earlier. I think the key to this matchup or this particular game is probably going to be controlling MODOK. If Shuri can get him, hedged back towards the end of the field, just put him in the end zone basically, or the deployment zone, then there's, it's going to be hard for him to leverage the attrition power that he brings. So I was commenting that you'd want to get him backstopped against somebody. But, just like that, with 2 movements, Criminal Syndicate is contesting the center gamma again, which is certainly not what, Wakanda wants to see, right? He can get a third in there. But now you've got all 3 of these characters lined up in the center of the field, just kind of waiting for MODOK to come in and juice somebody. It's a pretty hot roll there, turn 1. Dazing Okoye, even after she's activated on turn 1, is a little nuts. Yeah, if this game's not over around round 3, round 4, Wakanda's probably going to be in a trouble spot. I mean, but, if he swings dice like that all night, he won't have to worry about losing to attrition. Oh. So many spikes. Such win. Alright, we got MODOK coming up to a central position to control the back gamma shelter, and he's got his choice of targets now. Unfortunately, everything's going to have cover from where he's shooting at it from. You should be able to see Valkyrie, though. For my money, I think you blast Okoye, honestly. She's the one that's got points. She's got the book she's holding. Be Okoye or maybe Ghost Spider. Neither of them have incredible defenses against Mystic. They would both benefit from cover, but yeah, okay. So definitely can see. He's probably going to get an attack roll. It looks like Leaf's talking about throwing a Psychic Blast into, or sorry, Psionic Blast into Valkyrie here. Yeah, from where I'm sitting, it should be fine. Sorry, we got some. We couldn't swing a second commentator for the stream tonight. Sorry about that, guys. But when we have a little bit more time, we usually try to organize a second voice to do like color commentary and stuff. But sometimes there's just not enough people to go around. All right, so rolls are coming up now. 6 versus 3. So anyway, all of those characters have 3 Mystic. All right, looks like we're just going on to crits. MODOK didn't spend anything. Let's see, 1 crit, 2 blocks. Oh my god. So that didn't do anything. That's crazy. And that was without cover, I think. This is a... I don't know about a long game. This is going to be a short game if those dice keep exploding like that. Everything's above average. It's fine. Black Panther's going to scoop up that last book there. That'll be the last activation for the round to bring us home to round 2 here. So it looks like we're going to get 3 books on the Wakanda side. And also going to control the central gamma shelter. So that's 5 and 1 for the one that Shuri's holding. 6. 6 points for Mike. And 1 point for... 1 point for Leaf here. Panther's just hedging up right behind that, right behind those little, I guess, safety stumps. And Tom's the tank engine's rear end here. I think they're discussing if these little bumpers are in play for the terrain or not. It's very interesting. I don't know why he's gluing Panther to the back of this thing. Probably just going to limit his ability to move around without climbing. But hey, maybe he wants to climb. Maybe he's setting up to be within range 2 of Killmonger so he can start the turn and you know, push him off. Oh, okay. We're readjusting the miniatures because it looks like their intentions on both sides were to be as close to the train as possible. So now that we've just passed the discussion that the safety bumpers are not actually part of the miniature or part of the terrain, we're going to simplify it. We're just going to shove them up right next to the rails on the outside there. Alright, so we've got 1 to 6, like I was saying. We should be transitioning around 2 in a sec. Gamma damage is going to go in on Kingpin, so it'll leave him at 2 damage on him. Yeah, perfect. Mike allowed a nudge to compensate. That's right. I figured, you know, Leaf looked like he was finagling MODOK in between the 2 safety bumpers there. So that's good sportsmanship on that side, on Mike's side. Good on you, Mike. Yeah. We always try to have our accusers helping the players out wherever possible. And making sure everything's impartial, so it's a good thing Merzane's there to help him out. Don't want a feels bad moment coming up when, you know, the players didn't discuss the nubs or anything. Reminds me of the nubs you get on the plastic bases for the X-Wing miniatures. Also an AMG game, right? Alright. So we're going into round 2. Everyone's going to power up. And Mike's way ahead. And he has prio. I think you want to save Wakanda forever. Probably. Oh, interesting. Alright, so we've got Bitter Rivals getting played here. Oh, Mike does not have priority, excuse me. That's right, he was last activation, right? So, Leaf gets prio right here. And, Bitter Rivals. Okoye got loaded up with power when she got smacked by Ghost Spider, so now we're just deciding where it goes. Alright, Bitter Rivals on Ghost Spider. That's going to help. Yeah, it's certainly going to be a big turn if he can swing it. I wonder, do you go with Killmonger and just try to get an early kill count token? Bring down, you know, Ghost Spider here? The Wakanda Okoye does not have enough power to bodyguard, right? Yeah, only 1, because she picked up a book. Let's get to the dice tray there. Okay. Alright, so we've got a 5 dice attack, meaning it's probably Killmonger, I think? Yep, 5 dice. And into a 3 dice here, so I'm not quite sure who he's attacking at this point. It's got to be Killmonger. Killmonger, make the swing, I mean. He could be going into Okoye or Ghost Spider here. And we got Mike paying for some Shuri rolls. Looks like. But, oh yeah. Not very good. 0 successes for Ghost Spider, so that's half her HP down. Killmonger can can take her out, that's a big control swing because of Ghost Spider's got the web line as well as the impact webbing, so able to exert a lot of control over the center of the board with her. Oh no! Triple blanks again. Oh my goodness. And is sure he's out of power. We do have the opportunity for Wakanda reroll on Mike's side, but oh boy. And it's yeah, better not sink the power in. Alright, well, Killmonger living up to his name. Looks like we got +1 power there. Not exactly sure, but activated counter went down on Killmonger, so it's probably about finished there. Okay, this is kind of what I thought Black Panther was there to do. He was there to just be within range 2 of Killmonger to attack and move him all across. Yeah, and that's gonna lock Ghost Spider in place too. I mean, she's dazed right now, and Mike's carrying field dressing, but with the rest of the power banks on his team, it's gonna be a tall order potentially to get enough power to field dressing her. Valkyrie starts at 2, so if she can chip in 2 damage onto Killmonger, maybe she can afford it. But I think if you're a Leaf at this point, you want to prioritize anyone that has the ability to get a field dressing out to make sure that you're activating in parity with Mike at this point. Yeah, that bit of Rivals bubble is not going anywhere at this point. And sure, he's probably not going to be able to get it done, because even if she makes 2 attacks and rolls skulls on both of them, she's not going to be in range to get the field dressing off. You know, Crabulous, I don't know that Leaf cares about giving up priority in this situation. It's not terrible to give up priority in this matchup, because you also have control effects. You've got Bow to the Will of MODOK, you've got Kingpin's Throw. Going last isn't terrible for Leaf, I don't think. Yeah, complicated is a good word for it. That's right. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles it. I think that this is one of those positions, if I were playing this game, I'd be hemming and hawing over it like crazy. Wouldn't know what to do. Alright, looks like he might be abandoning the center. That's an interesting play. I'll bet that it's because he does not want to just get his characters minced in the center of the table on top of the terrain there. Another roll coming in here, so what are we doing? Spear Blast into probably Killmonger. It's the only one she can reach, I'm sure. Oh my god, is it 4 blanks? The hell? These dice have been wacky. We get like all hits and crits, followed by all blanks and stuff. That will put Okoye up to 2 power, giving her the ability to bodyguard, probably for Shuri, nobody else. But then again, you know, Panther's got a book. Mike's got all the books right now, so if those don't shake off, that's as many points as a back and central Gamma Shelter. And with him up so high, he might not need to pressure the center as much anymore. I'm sure he'll put somebody there just to try and, you know, dissuade Leaf from steamrolling over it, but yeah. Shuri's definitely going to be your linchpin here, so bodyguarding for Shuri is a great move, I think. Kingpin walks up, headbutts your Valkyrie under Bitter Rivals, pushes her, hopefully to within range 2 still. And then he can pitch her, and then he can throw her even further away. Long move off Kingpin. What? You do have climbing gear, but I don't know if I would use it just yet. I feel like climbing gear would be better to save for MODOK having to get himself back into position after Shuri pushes him or something. So Mike's got 1, 2, 3 activations left, and so does Leaf. Who, if I'm on Leaf's side here, what do I like for my activation? Okoye's in a weird spot. I don't think she's necessarily in a bad spot though, because with that Bitter Rivals sticking to the table, the offensive output of, say, Black Panther clawing Okoye at range 2, it's not going to be great. It's interesting. Are we just going to pick up Valkyrie and toss her? Yeah, I think I like going into Valkyrie here. I think that Shuri's definitely already outside range 5 on MODOK, and the train blocks a lot of line of sight lines. So Shuri's going to have to swing out wide if she wants to get MODOK, but that's doable, certainly with a medium walk. Yeah, she'd end up about even with this like carpet area here next to Black Panther, kind of. Probably can still stick her within range 2 of Okoye on this flank and shoot at MODOK from there. So we've got Kingpins walking up base to base next to the train, next to Valkyrie. Do we attack first or do we throw her off? Oh, doesn't look like they're within range 1, unfortunately. Valkyrie took that spot. So now that angle's a bit awkward. That's not ideal. Oh, this is interesting. He's got range to Black Panther. And it wouldn't be any cover either. Maybe just ignore Valkyrie? Someone's messing with the settings. Alright, so we've got Merzane stepping in. Drawing a line of sight line. It's pretty impeccable there. Ooh, that's real close. That's going to be a tough call. I mean, from top down to me, it kind of looks like he's got line of sight, but I don't know if I'm seeing everything that Merzane's seeing, you know? And this angle tool, this little line thing, is so hard to line up with 2 different bases on a tangent, because you can't just link it to the edge of the base, right? But yeah, that's definitely touching both miniatures, and there's some pixels in between that train car there. I think he's probably in line of sight. Let's see if we can't get a decision out of Merzane. Panther is in line of sight. Nice, okay. Oh, I like Mike put the Bitter Rivals card in his dice tray to help him remember. Alright, so we had 1 hit, 1 wild. Into Panther, definitely blocked that, no problem. But I believe Kingpin pushes on wild with his headbutt, right? Stun and push. Neither is ideal for Panther. Definitely doesn't like that at this point. So there goes your plan of easily slapping Killmonger away from the Gamma Shelter. He's going to push him away from this side of the board. Still ends up within range 2 of your character. but you can push at a better angle, probably. Yeah. That way, Panther has to walk if he wants to attack Okoye. I like it. That stun's not ideal for him. Oh my goodness, I forgot that his throw is a medium. It's bonkers. That looks a little tight to the car, but maybe he wants to run into the car. Gotta go straight. And it's clear. Nice. Panther with a book always makes you nervous. Wait, he looks like a guy that likes to read. What's wrong with that? He's a cultured guy, you know? He's like a king. He's probably got all the time in the world to read. Alright. Mike's considering Shuri, it looks like. Has so many rerolls. Oh, you mean it's concerning if you were the opponent? I gotcha. Alright, so what's this? This is 4 dice? 5 dice being rolled? So that means... Oh, it's Panther Gauntlet's under Brito Rivals, I believe. Against 3 dice, so probably Killmonger? Killmonger or Kingpin, certainly. We'll see who gets pushed. I don't think there was damage dealt. Oh, there should be at least 1 damage dealt. Oh, I bet Kingpin paid to reduce it. Let's see if I can get the power expenditure. No, it doesn't look like it's there. Okay, yeah, Kingpin paid a power, so that's probably what happened then. Right, so that's first attack from Shuri, so now what? Do you stand and fire at Killmonger as well, try to get him off now that he's activated? That's a pretty big swing, so that's 2 of his characters out of position now. Get 5 dice, and the Bitter Rivals doesn't really affect us at all either, because, you know, Shuri's already rolling a million dice and gets the automatic push anyway, so you're all gravy. Now, do you separate the 2? Do you send one onto one side of the tank engine and another to the other side? I don't know if I like this actually, because that could give Leaf a spot where he's able to backstop MODOK against Killmonger here. And you need to do that backstop these right now because, you know, Panther being freed up now that he's not adjacent to that terrain feature, his ability to move at other angles is going to be less restricted. So he could easily just, I mean, he can probably close the distance to MODOK, you know, right away and slap him away from that back gamma shelter. You definitely want to try and backstop him if you can. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Alright, so that was good Shuri activation from Mike. Mike's got Panther and Valkyrie left. Both sporting 2 power. Which is enough to activate their, you know, starter abilities. You know, Panther can pay for Mantle of the Black Panther. Valkyrie can do her throw. I'm curious to see how this is going to shake out in terms of the end of the round. So we still got 2 characters with control effects, but, you know, Valkyrie can't throw MODOK. It's interesting. The people with the books on that side don't have any damage on them, so it's going to be tough to shake those extracts off of them at this point. Mike's probably planning on putting a lot of dice into, or a lot of power into durability and to weather the Criminal Syndicate storm. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 blocks, it looks like, from... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Leaf's got to be going now, right? This is 4 dice attack. It's going to be Shuri, then. Shuri probably uses her Spear Blast. Got 3 blocks from Panther. That's most likely what it was. Yep. Actually, it could be against pretty much anyone back there. They rolled 3 dice. They would have to be under Bitter Rivals, right? I think maybe Okoye was outside Bitter Rivals. Oh, yeah, Okoye paid 2 power, I think, so it might have been a bodyguard. Yeah, that's what happened. So it doesn't really matter who was shooting at. So it was probably shooting at Shuri with Okoye's Spear Blast to try and get some chips in there. We do end up seeing Okoye move back to the Central Ghana shelter as her second movement, so as to control that. And that would mean that Mike's got to end both his characters next to it, and that's only just a tie. At this point, he could probably move up in range with Panther and bat Okoye away, but that eliminates his ability to control MODOK with a Panther strike push. Alright, so looks like Valkyrie is giving Killmonger a toss, sending him straight back towards that block there, which will be destroyed, because it's size 1 and Killmonger's size 2. And players are just cleaning up the blocks now. Put your toys away, guys. So that was a walk move, and then we've got another walk to bring her back. So at this point, that central secure is going to be Mike's because Okoye is injured. She can't contest that at the moment with a healthy character next to it. And the Kingpin leadership, yeah, I think it was a walk move for the second one. So Valkyrie started with Crabulous. Yeah. A walk move, yeah. It's an advance. I'm sorry. Words are hard. Let's see. I think it's a layover from like War Machine, walk versus run, or whatever. Okay, so looks like we're measuring to see if we can get MODOK to move up close enough to the Central Gamma Shelter and be able to blast Shuri. Now that Okoye is out of power. The boot scoot boogie, yeah. Well, Gamma is kind of like a conga line, right? All your characters in one row here. Oh, what are we doing here? Oh, we're gonna measure for a bow to the wall MODOK, I think. Walk Valkyrie away. Try and make sure that he can still control the center. Interesting. It'll put gamma damage on Valkyrie as well, too. Now we just try to pop up here and see what we can do. This is going to be a tight move because the shape of MODOK's base is going to be a little awkward getting in there. MODOK taking a Mo walk? Yeah, certainly. Oh, yeah. Alright. That's kind of what I was thinking might be how this shaped up. I was thinking that MODOK's going to come to the center of the table because you're basically demanding that Shuri spend all of her actions next turn double pushing him, more or less. It looks like MODOK rolled 6 dice. Yep, so Psionic Blast, and doesn't look like a good block roll for a Shuri. She's probably going to be taking a beating here. Got a crit to roll in. 1, 2, 3 hits results. And no blocks. Oh, we got a reroll being paid for. So probably King of Wakanda reroll. Shaping out to be 3 damage through on Shuri. Nice. Do we get a cruelty maybe? We're just kind of try and throw something. Looks like it touches to me. The truck in range. It's range 3, right? I think you want to take off the probably want to take off the car backstop on the other side of the board. Yeah, you can't use that, or they can use that for their miniatures. You can't use it for yours. So, but yeah, the car would deal 3 damage if unblocked. So one save's not enough. The truck would deal 4 damage, so it's almost definitely an automatic kill. Ooh, blocked 2. So that'll deal the 2 it needs to daze her. Yikes, okay. Alright, we got Leaf's answering back here. Payback for dazing his Okoye turn 1 here. Oh my goodness. That's a nasty setup too. Because now Okoye is within range to bodyguard for MODOK, I think. I think that terrain feature is less than 3 inches across there. But we shook a book loose. Might be all that matters at this point. MODOK's done. So we just have Panther. Panther can't grab the book because you can only hold 1. Alright, so if I'm Panther, how do I want to do this? Do I, yeah, you walk around this side and you want to try and slap MODOK, and then with your power, you pounce back in to where the terrain is. The train, excuse me. Or maybe you can just get there with 1 move. That'd be great too. You don't have to use the pounce. Maybe you can shake your, you shake that stun condition that you don't like. Merzane's person all sorts of moonspeak. I don't know what those words mean. They're not English. Looks like we're just trying to dial this this movement in as much as possible here. That definitely gets him around there. Might not be within 1 though. I'd love to hear this conversation going on right now. I don't know why we're finagling with this movement stick so much. Very, very precision-oriented player here. I mean, everyone in the finals is, I think, though, right? That kind of knife's edge precision is really what wins games. Having your characters be in exactly the right position. Lots of innuendo going on here, I guess. Bend it. Enhance. Zoom. Enhance. Enhance. God. The magnifying tool is out of control. So it looks like the plan is to get within 1 of the shelter to control it instead of Okoye. Again, because healthy characters supersede injured characters for this crisis. Push Panther away. Use Panther's strike attack to push MODOK away. Make sure that you're claiming the Gamma shelter instead. And if he can do that, he can't get the book. If he can do that, then he controls the center and the back, earning him 3, 4, 5 points this round. And it goes to 1 to 11. That seems like a big lead. Let's see how it works in execution. You can actually get this off. What are we looking at here? we looking at? A Bout of the Will of MODOK? Range or something? Or maybe he's trying to check to see if Panther can stand on the other side and hit MODOK further away. And I think it works if he's like directly across, maybe where Shuri's standing, but it's gonna be tight if he wants to be back underneath like Ghost Spider's shadow over here. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Panther doesn't have the power for it just yet, but if he... with that stun, it's going to be real hard for him to be able to get the 2 power. Unless he's looking to use a Wakanda Forever here. Yeah, I mean... Okoye does have the 3 power, so... Or, yeah, Okoye has enough power for a bodyguard. So, anyway you slice it, he's likely to bodyguard the 1 attack you're getting. And then get pushed away. Oh, good lord. He grabbed 2 tools at the same time. Everything's ruined forever. Ah! Alright, well, it looks like we came to an agreement about where it was supposed to be, so it's probably fine. We just gotta realign that book now. It's not in a drastically different position, but, you know, it still kind of matters. Whoa. Oh, I guess we're rewinding time? Where am I? What happened? What year is it? No, that's not far enough. You moved a bunch of other tools. Rewind time's not going to give what you want. Let's see if we can get that streamer relay back as soon as they're done trying to restore to a previous position here. I don't think rewind is going to do it. There's a million other little tools and adjustments that got moved as part of that movement, right? Oh, actually, that's not so bad, I guess. Yeah, that looks pretty close to where everything was. Whoa. Okay. Reticulating splines. Alright, so I think we're probably just going to adjust Panther into the last position that we know he was supposed to be in. And hopefully we don't get it locked up on any books. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that, like... Stream reviews the wrong heads? I think everything looks okay on the stream review. I don't see anything too messed up here. He'd go to 12. But he's only got 2 of the 3 books. He can't pick up the other one, right? I think the activated tokens all got cleared on the stat cards for some things. Or they're just not showing up on the stream review right now. That's probably what it is. Alright. Yeah, okay, now we've got some tokens back up. Alright, cool. Yeah, it must have just been a layover. Yeah, it's 5 if he gets the central point, right? So, 1, 2, 3 for the gamma, secure, 2 extra for 2 books. So that would go to 11. Because the central gamma shelter is only 2. I mean, if my math's off, let me know. But I don't see 12 points here. Unless he can get to the back, but I don't think that's what you do. Oh, so that's interesting. So we didn't see a bodyguard happen? Okay. He gets to 12. Yeah, Chewie, you'll have to tell me afterward what you're thinking. Oh, takes Leafs home? But Panther had to use both of his actions, I think. He walked and then he swatted at MODOK. Yeah. Yeah. Mike's playing the Wakanda on the right side, red player, and this is his home base over here. And Panther's not going to be able to make it to this shelter over here, I don't think. So there was no Advanced R&D played, or not Advanced R. There was no Wakanda Forever played to get the extra actions off. Why not just do that? Well, I mean, I think Mike's got turns to blow at this point because Suzume's score counter is so far behind. So even if this does go to 6 at this point for some weird reason, it's going to be a hell of a hard time for Suzume to recover. But I think maybe he wants to save the Wakanda Forever to dig him out of a trouble spot, honestly. It's just a conservative move rather than trying to get that one extra point, you know? Or whatever it is. Because when he goes to, he goes to 11 points now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if he scores 5 again, he wins. So he just needs to maintain the center and the back and the 2 books he's got. So I mean, it's certainly Leafs game to chase right now, right? He's got to do something to upset the status quo to turn this around. Otherwise, the points are just going to run away from him. And I'm not sure how he does that right now. You can blast away at MODOK with Black Panther, and depending on what's the range on Cruelty? Range 5 on Twist the Knife? Yeah. So, I mean, you could put one blast into Panther here, sap some power off of him, probably, and if it doesn't down him, you can use a Cruelty attack. He hates those psychic attacks. There's no cover. Seems like a great opportunity to blast some HP off that guy. And he's carrying a book, too, so that's not nothing. Priority player, I think, is Leaf at this point. Right, because Panther went last. Return that Bitter Rivals card. You can have this back. I don't want it anymore. Thank you very much. 6 dice coming out, so it's definitely going to be MODOK into probably Black Panther here. Black Panther or Valkyrie. I don't think I would attack Ghost Spider in the cover. Not yet. And let's see, MODOK paid for 1 reroll ahead of time. And looks like Shuri's paying for rerolls here. She had plenty of power. She was on 10 power. Good God. Attacker rerolls. And rolls in the crit too. Okay. That's a big hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 results. 2 blocks on Panther, it looks like. So 3 damage going through. One of them's a sap power. Not bad. That stun's going to prevent him from gaining too much power too. It's really nice. MODOK's got 1,000,000 power now. 6 power he's sitting on. Is there anything in range 3 for him to throw? Maybe this block back here? Yeah, he's in range for that block. You gonna dunk that on Panther? We don't have a brace for impact on the Wakanda side. Yeah, sap with the stun is rude. That's exactly why I was thinking I would have latched onto that attack too. That's probably the first thing I would have done on wake up is just start blasting away at Black Panther. If you can sap his power and then he doesn't get anything out of it, that's a nightmare. There goes rerolls. He can't use mantle. Um, it affects both his durability and his offense. And yeah, and he's carrying the book, so you got to shake that off of him. It's disrespectful. That's right. How rude. How dare you? Alright, yeah. We're going to throw something at Valkyrie. Panther's got much better defenses on against impacts or collisions. The 4 dice physical. I said good day, sir. That's what happens when MODOK bows you. Walks you away. Get out of here. Don't think he's in range to get that off at all, though. I feel like this is the turn that Leaf needs to get a ton of stuff done, so I would Cruelty in his position. Or maybe you wait for the next attack to go through and then Cruelty. But there's a chance you just down him, so why not get the free action and then tear into Valkyrie as well? 5 dice. So I think it is Cruelty being played. Yeah, MODOK paid 2 power. That's what it costs, right? Yeah, it's 2 power. So this is a twist the knife attack. Looks like it's probably still into Black Panther here. Rolled 2 blanks, which is not good. Zero saves, actually. Shuri pays 3. Black Panther pays 1 for rerolls. So we've got... well, that went pretty well. He turned 2 of them into blocks from 0, so... We've got no damage being dealt. Okay. I mean, it still drained 4 power from the Wakanda team, though, and didn't give any back, so that's probably fine. You could probably put Panther in the dirt with another Psionic Blast and sap even more power off of him. He won't have anything when he wakes up. He wakes up from a dazed position, or condition, excuse me. He's got to do a ton of attrition work this turn in order to be able to save this game, though, because with the points being so far ahead for Mike, he can almost coast to victory with minimal points scored. He could do it in 2 more rounds if he had 3 and then 2. Yeah, there's another power getting sacked off. It's not looking good for him. Got the defense roll coming in. Ooh, that's a hefty defense roll, though. So for 5 results into 3 blocks. Wow. Gonna leave him on 1. But I still got the power. So now you throw the brick at him. Try to down him. Not a bad idea. Shake that book off of him. You can use King of Wakanda here too, I think. Got a crit and 2 blanks. It's size 2, right? This brick? Size 2, so 3 damage going through. 1, 2. He just needs to roll up 1 more to block it all. Didn't do it that time. He paid for the King of Wakanda before he exploded that crit, and then he managed to explode the crit. Didn't work. His reroll went through, and I think that saved him. Because he's got the 2 crits and a wild now, so that blocks all 3 of the damage from the block. Yeah, he just decides not to die. Casual not dying. Seems fine. But I bet he's hating that stun condition. That would have been 5 extra power on him, or something along those lines. Even more when you count the saps. Alright, we got Ghost Spider coming in to... No? Was this a bow? It looks like range 3. Bow to the Wolf MODOK, put Ghost Spider down here. maybe Killmonger? Oh boy. If Panther's still there when Killmonger activates, that's a usurp the throne waiting to happen for sure. So it looks like we did bow Ghost Spider off the central point. Get her into harm's way. Alright, yeah. Panther's gonna take his book and get out. Yeah, 1 HP on him. And you're not packing any of the, healing cards. No med pack, no patch up. So it's all about damage prevention and recovery with field dressing and with, just with field dressing because he didn't take brace. So, yeah, get him behind this wagon here. Yeah, I'm done partying with you guys. Remember, to win, Mike's only gonna have to get to secure 2 books from the extract, as well as the central and rear gamma shelter on his side. He's already got one of those locked down. But if one more book shakes loose off of a Koei, he won't be able to bring it home this turn, I don't think. Not with having to double move Panther back here. It was a quick activation for Mike. Wonder if Leaf's trying to figure out his next move. I mean, and what's bad is that with Panther being all the way back there, Usurp the Throne is kind of a dead card at this point, so he won't be able to leverage that at all. That's not great. And there's no way Killmonger makes it all the way over there, right? Even if he's within range 3 to do a Black Ops strike on Ghost Spider. I think that's range 3, right? Yeah, it's range 3. Even if he's in there and he places on the other side of her, like over here, I don't think a charge move gets him to Black Panther. But if he's able to make this go another round and he punches real deep with Killmonger, maybe that's something he wants to try and set up. Oh yeah, he can definitely try to kill Ghost Spider, but I'm just talking about being able to apply the Taxes card he brought, Usurp the Throne. Panther's the only one that's worth 4 points on this squad. Everyone else is worth 3 or 2. So Panther's the only one that you can target with Usurp. And he just ran away, so that's effectively removing a Tactics card from Leaf's bank at this point. Alright, so we got 6 dice, but I think one of them was a crit, so 5 dice. Ghost Spider's taking damage. What do we got here? Is it Kingpin attacking, perhaps? 6 dice builder on him? No, it's 5 dice builder. So, yeah, that probably sounds about right. And yeah, that's definitely Kingpin attacking because of that stun condition there now. Alright, what do we got here? You're measuring what? I think you're measuring to see if Valkyrie can walk back with 1 move, and I think she can. I mean, do you just move up past and try to throw Ghost Spider? Or are you doing another headbutt? I think he's gonna have to move at least once. He needs Kingpin back in this fight. Standing there on that central gamma shelter, just trying to be unmovable. Didn't quite get it. There's the button. Alright, so we did a Kingpin headbutt and then a throw. We're going to walk back towards the central gamma shelter and try and make your points back there. So what happens if Mike doesn't get the center this turn? He's down 2 points from what he wanted to be at, which is 16. Means he's at 14. You're still going to have to work a hell of a lot harder to get people off that, to maintain scoring that point without your opponent scoring them. Kingpin's closer now, but not touching the Gamma Shelter, it looks like. I think we're just finagling with the little tools because sometimes TTS is a bit laggy and might skip on you, and that could have hiccuped his placement. So when you're using virtual tools like this, in judging games, we tend to be a bit lenient because you don't even have your hands to use. You just got to use this mouse, or a trackpad if you're playing on a laptop. So I think the consensus is that a little bit of fiddling with these virtual tools is a bit okay. But, it's all in the spirit of the game. We're just trying to have fun here. What was that? Oh, I suppose he was trying to throw... Okay, so the displacement on Ghost Bear was the push from the headbutt, not a throw. Then he walked up to be within range to a Valkyrie and threw Valkyrie into Ghost Spider. I think he's trying to dunk on Ghost Spider. Looks like 1 crit. Paid for King of Wakanda. She's got 1,000,000 power. Rolls the crit in, but that doesn't help, so he's going to have to reroll. You're looking at 3 damage coming through, so 1 block so far. So 2 damage gets dealt. That'll be enough to daze her. Actually, it just KOs her, doesn't it? She was already injured last turn. Yikes. Alright, so now we're starting to see the attrition work come out. I'm not happy that Kingpin wasn't able to get within range 1 of that shelter, though. I mean, not happy is not the right words for what I'm going for, but I think that if I were in Leaf's position, I would have wanted that central Gamma shelter. I'm not sure which is better, getting Ghost Spider gone completely, or the central Gamma shelter. Because he still has Killmonger lined up to be able to jump in there if needed. Or even better, if Mike puts somebody up there, he could potentially have Killmonger do a Black Ops strike into them, and just get up within range 1 anyway. Alright. Mike's got almost his whole stable left to go. Panther's activated. Looks like Valkyrie's considering getting that book and maybe just running away. But your big beaters have already gone, really. I guess Killmonger's... It's just so far away, though. One, two, three, 1, 2. So there's not going to be any passing ability unless Mike dazes someone. Yeah, but who's going to do that, Valkyrie? Hilariously, she might be able to grab the book and then... What does she have? She have 3 power? Yeah, she might be able to walk over, grab this book, pay 2 for a charge to charge right in front of Kingpin, be within 1 of the Gamma Shelter, and use the book into both Kingpin and MODOK. I don't think it's a necessary play, but it gives him 1 extra static point that's not reliant on the Gamma Shelters. So there's a potential where, Valkyrie grabs the book and runs away with it. He goes to 1 for the Gamma Shelter plus 3 from books, that's 4, so he would go to 15 points. And then he really only needs to keep 1 book and run away. Because even if Leaf scores all the Gamma Shelters, he's not recouping this points deficit. It's attrition or bust at this point, I think. Alright, so it looks like an Okoye activation. Spear blasting somebody. This is a nice conservative move, I think. Because he doesn't have to do anything. He just does stuff that builds him power and gets him back safe. So I'm thinking this attack's in the Kingpins. They really no other target. One hit, one crits versus crit in the block right now. So, wow, Shuri pays 3. She's floating away on power here. We explode the crits, which is nothing, and then get 3 rerolls. Pretty good. Not a drop was wasted. Exploded crit for defense is nothing, it looks like. 3 results in. Versus 3 blocks. No damage. Okoye gets her static power, though. Second attack from Okoye, probably. Just throw more dice at him. I can tell you how many times I've been playing Criminal Syndicate, and I just trundle up Kingpin to like the center of the board, turn 1 or 2, and somehow he's dead by turn 3. I don't know what goes on. I've not had good luck with putting Kingpin on the table. Yeah, that's usually what my Kingpin rolls on defense. The 3 hits. And Mike's driving it home. 1, 2, 4. Good God. Dora Milaje roll. 4 into 0. I don't know where that reroll comes from. Oh, I bet it was bodyguarded. Yeah. Yeah, because that Okoye just jumped up and damaged there. Okay. Yeah, so that attack was bodyguarded by Okoye over there. He did not want... Has Shuri gone yet? No, she hasn't. Okay. I suppose that's okay, because he's going to try and shoot Kingpin now, right? 3 dice. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4 again? What happened here? Did they forego that attack or something? Oh no, Wakanda Forever, I think is what's happening. Yeah, Wakanda Forever. Wow, that Days Okoye, or KO'd Okoye. It's not good. He needed all of the activations he could get. And then this is 6 dice. So this is a Shuri attack and a Kingpin, probably. Yeah, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, this is what he was holding the Wakanda Forever for. To just get in a position that he could just use it to twist the knife, basically. Because there's no coming back from that. Your Kingpin's already activated. Not standing on a point anymore. MODOK's already activated, not standing on a point. You got 1 character you can use. Things do not look good for Homestar Runner. Yeah, because you've got 2 books on you already. Okoye's already activated. Valkyrie hasn't. So Valkyrie can walk over, grab the book, pick up the spell book, and then climb to the Gamma Shelter, claim that. Pray for Mojo. Merzane, if you're listening, and just let us know when it's cool to come back in for after the game interviews, if possible. I don't know if might have any good questions, but we can take some Twitch questions, I guess. Alright, here comes Killmonger. Looks like he's going to try and secure a dunk on Valkyrie. And then just kind of stay close. That takes away one of the unactivated characters. But I don't think it's going to change the outcome. Tell us when we're ready for, when the game's actually been decided, Merzane. What do we got here? Yes. Black Ops Strike, I think. Oh, he turns the 4 shields? Yes. The special forces. Yeah. What a monster roll. That's a sneaky superpower. It doesn't really come up that often, but when it does, it's always going to surprise you because you're like, wait, what? That's 1, 2, 4, 6 results. Good lord. Versus 3 blocks. It's not going to be enough. Oh my goodness. How is Mike good when he lives in trash? Huh. I don't even know what that means. The question from Sardonic Artery, it looks like. Oh, so I think Killmonger might have charged into that move. Oh, in a trash meta. Okay, got it, got it. Well, it's not the meta around you that defines you as a player. It's how much fun you're willing to have. Valkyrie's staggered too, so she only gets 1 action. She has to choose the Gamma Shelter or the central thing. Or the book, I mean. So she definitely just walks up, grabs the Gamma Shelter. Oh, you guys don't allow fun in your meta. That sucks. Can't play that meta. I need some beer and pretzels for my games. Yeah, I mean, he would yeah, if he can get Killmonger to the back shelter, that takes a lot of points away actually. Does he have enough for another Black Ops strike? Looks like he spent 3, so we're rolling 7 dice. That's definitely Black Ops, right? Holy cow! What a roll! Well, if you didn't bodyguard that, I guess he's wishing you did. It's not a stellar block roll. I don't think it was into Okoye. She doesn't look like she's in range 2 anyway. Oh, he did end up bodyguarding. Okay. Yeah, Killmonger's definitely getting within range 1 there then. Yeah, he gets to place, right, from the Black Ops strike. Where's that card? If this attack deals damage, so he gets to be within range 1 of that shelter there. So he's going to... So Shuri doesn't contribute scoring, but she hasn't activated, so she's just going to push him off, right? Yes, you can play stuff with Deus character, because that character's still on the board. You're not targeting them with effects, you're just... Yeah, you're just using their base as a point of a point of measurement, right? Yeah, Shuri just walks up. There's no other activations on Leaf's side, so... Shuri leaves. She's not doing anything there. It's fine. I think she has to push Killmonger off. Because Mike doesn't want him... Because that's a 4-point shift if Killmonger stays there. Yeah, but without any activations, Merzane, he's not going to have an opportunity to play before the end of the turn, which leaves the window open for Mike to just win, right? Because Shuri doesn't have a book right now, and we said that he only needs 2 books and this Central Gamma Shelter. So he just grabs this book, grabs the Central Gamma Shelter. If he had pushed off first, Okay, so he couldn't do everything because he couldn't move to within 1 of each time. Yes, Valkyrie can throw him off. There's that one last activation. She doesn't need an action to throw him off. And then that's probably going to end up being the game. Oh, he does have an opportunity to play it because Valkyrie still hasn't activated. Got it. Hoo. Is Kingpin going to get close enough? I had forgotten that Valkyrie hadn't gone yet. I was looking at the staggered condition on her, and I must have thought it was an activated token. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kingpin can make it. It's just the geometry of his fat base against the train is real weird. Tight placement there. It looks in. I mean, I can see that little minute detail there coming up off the that little nub where my cursor is kind of like where the range 1 is in. We'll have to see. It'll be Merzane's call. I mean, it hits the ruler on the way down. Yeah. Definitely a judge call. It's very important to the game. All these little hands around the thing pointing and everything. Use the highlighter. Let's see if we can get him to use the highlight tool to light up Kingpin's base if he's in, green or red. So you hold the tool out and you drag it towards Kingpin and hover it over his base, basically. It's this within range indicator. Is it not working on a range 1? That would be silly. Yeah, I think it throws an error if you do it to the tokens. Maybe it only works on range 2 and up. Oh, it's a bug. You have to judge call it the old-fashioned way with your eyeballs. Yeah, this is a great game. There's a lot of dynamic stories that happen with it, yeah. Oh boy. The train's gone. Forget it. We're just measuring it this way. Oh, it might be a... Oh man. As soon as the tool settles, that 1 pixel I saw is just not there anymore. And that's... The shadows seem to be touching. And that's like, what, 1 pixel there? That's insane. I don't know how you call that. I mean, it seems like it's touching to me. But this is why we have somebody impartial at the table. You know, if my opponent surprised me with a climbing gear like this at the end of the turn like that, I would let them have those points. Because like, that's a good move. You earned this. It's not about letting it go another turn. You know, it's about making sure that. I mean, it's credit where credit is due, right? That's a pretty good tactic. Woof. So he's not getting the center points back, but he'll score. I don't think he's. I mean, this actually is a pretty significant change in the scoring, right? Kingpin takes this one out from under him. Okay. So, I believe that is going to be counted as in then. Oh, he's out. Okay. All right. Valkyrie only has one action available because she had to shake her stagger. Just gotta find a way to get this train back in the right position. Merzane is excellently shrinking the train, sliding it back under the train features it needs to be back into, and then I think he's going to increase the size of the train afterward. Merzane, where'd you get all these PIM particles from? I want some. I'd love to be able to shrink the 3D terrain that I have to carry to the game store, put it in a smaller bag, inflate it when I get there. Don't tell Hank. It's another close one. I think she might be out, though. Oh, no. I don't know. There's a singular pixel. Chewy, I think that he was staggered at the start of the turn. I don't think one movement would have gotten to the home gamma shelter on the other side of the board. Oh, we're fixated on something else. Alright. We got another tough squeeze here. Valkyrie's paying 2. Looks like we're going to get a Asgardian Might throw. Alright. Getting tossed off to the side here. Alright, I'm not counting these points up. I'm just gonna see what the score gets updated to at the end of the round. It looks like Valkyrie's finished then. So he gets 2 points for books. He would get 1 point for the back gamma shelter if he's controlling that. And 2 points for the center. Because these measurements look real tight. Oh, it looks like it went to 16. Okay. So Kingpin was just barely out, it looks like. Valkyrie was just barely in, I think. Alright. Well, looks like that's going to be the game. If you stick around after the break, in like 5 seconds, I'll try and sneak into this game room and see if we can get some questions. All right. Well, head back in there then.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Um, so that was a wacky game. I was
Modok kind of shit the bed.
Yeah.
the amount of dice spikes you guys both had earlier in the game, swinging attrition and like all the good spikes lined up with all the bad spikes. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised at the tall like criminal syndicate roster. I've never seen someone run 4 characters in criminal syndicate. Honestly, I mean it's the 15 points, so it's a low game, but still.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see Modok instead of like Sin Bob.
Right. Yeah. Get more bodies on the shelter.
I think this is a very different game if Modok doesn't whiff on his first attack of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a huge problem.
Certainly, yeah. He needed to build some power to build some leverage, basically. But it kind of came down to being really close at the end of the game with that sneaky little climbing gear we saw. Mirzane, you were a table judge tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're basing your decision off of? Because I think you sent us a message in Twitch chat, but I want to make sure I get it down right.
Oh, the tool has the collision box for it was forcing it to float with the gamma shelter, but the shadow was not. So I took the assumption that the collision on either the shelter or the tool is slightly off, and went with the shadow of it.
Okay.
We also couldn't get the highlighters to work correctly. Well, we didn't test it to another character, did we? It could have been. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean the movement tools are all freaking out right now. Like there's a bunch of errors. It's probably because of the rewind that we
Yeah, it was probably the
Almost
rewind
100.
time.
Almost 100% because of the rewind. But yeah, that was a tough one. I thanked them a minute ago for making it an easy game. That was the only difficult one.
And then
Okay,
as soon as you said something,
It is working.
yeah, it might not work on the range 1, is what I was thinking. Because that's what's required to get to the book or whatever.
Yeah, that was just
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say it was just a tough call.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you handled it well.
Yeah, it doesn't work on the either the range 1 or the gamma shelter, one of the two. I'm not quite sure which.
We'll put in a bug report.
It's just from these. And it's
Gamma
probably
shelters.
because
From the scenarios. Okay, interesting.
that's probably because they have the pop-up, which he did not have as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, those
that
little
was,
symbols above the character's head, I've seen them be in and out before as well. So,
Yeah,
it's just good to have a judge around whenever you can, right?
yeah.
All right, guys.
So, Leaf, I was surprised at the board side that you took. I know I had the train wagon, which is moderately annoying. I think I was able to play around it just fine, but having Thomas horizontal, like perpendicular to us, I think gives you line of sight like much better. I can't like shoot people off from my deploy or from my home shelter if you're behind Thomas. Yeah, and then Modok can kind of might be able to get on it, but I guess I can contest the middle without Modok shooting me. So there's also that.
So you can always see Modok.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but Modok can't see me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thomas is bad for Modok.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Thomas is bad for everyone.
That's what
It is true.
We're gonna have to
For
get some
sure.
flat smokestacks on top of this guy.
Yeah. He was even like really annoying to play with.
I saw Mirzane had to
Almost
shrink him
falling
down to
off
get him
his
back in
blade.
place.
Yeah.
All right, you got to tell me where you're getting your pim particles from these days. I need some of those.
That's
Plus or
crazy.
minus key.
Yeah, plus there you go. It dispenses pim particles.
Yeah.
All right,
On
guys.
demand.
Anyone want to make any comments or final thoughts about the game or the next part of the bracket you guys have to go through?
May the dice ever be in my favor against
Yeah.
that or thing.
Best luck,
It's going to be rough, and my stress is not. My stress continues for another week.
I know that feeling. That's how it felt last season for me too.
Yep. There is a sigh of relief when you lose. You're like, chill.
Like, now the pressure's off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun with
Now,
this.
losing to Travis wasn't the worst thing in the world. I was like, okay, I mean, it's over now.
Yeah, so it'll be a good game no matter what next week. I look forward to it.
Awesome. All right, well, congrats to you, Mike, and
Thanks.
condolences, Leaf. Well, you did better than me this season, and it's great that you were able to make the cut and give us a great game. So thanks for letting me share this with the rest of the community and
Leaf
be
had a
a part
great
of the game.
Leaf had a great season. He's my only loss in the Swiss, and like I was pretty worried with Thanos. I hate playing against Thanos.
You got your
least
redemption.
favorite character to play against.
My 15-point Thanos options are not the best.
I know. That's why I was super happy. I was like, thank God I got priority this time. And I could play low and I don't have to deal with fucking Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the score does not reflect how close this game actually was.
Yeah,
This is a game that was ready to swing at the tip of a hat.
Yeah, and right at the end, if that climbing gear was in, it's like, well, does
there's another round, and then I think
turns,
Killmonger literally just kills all my models.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, don't remind me how close of a call that is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. You both played really well. That was like I said, it was a really great game to watch. Thank you for letting me judge it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck to Mike in the future games in this season. Good luck, Leap, when you come back to the next season.
So
this is a West show off or East show off, right?
This is West.
No, it's West.
It was a West.
I got my directions mixed up. This is after
bracket too.
This after.
You got your redemption, Mike.
Get the revenge.
Yeah, I know. I didn't go down 0-2 to Leaf, so we're even now. Farmer won his game, so now if we get Sam to win his game, 3 for 1. And
now you just have to hashtag dodge Pat.
Rooting for Josh.
Mike, I got a question for you. Crabulous wants to know if you made major changes to your roster going into the final bracket here.
Yeah, so
yes,
my list kind of. So I dropped Asgard completely. I kept Enchantress and Valkyrie, of course. I dropped Angela and Thor.
Gotcha.
Brought in MODOK and Medusa. Everyone else is the same. Basically.
Now, were those decisions informed by the last 3 games in bracket, or based more off of what you thought you expected to see in the finals?
Yeah. So I have some other subtle choices here, right? So I have Escort to Safety came in and Sacrifice came in. Obviously, Rainbow Bridge and Odin's are out, and then I brought in Spider Portals in place of Meteors. So I'm not running Asgard anymore, so who cares about Meteors? And then I had Spider Infected before, and I dropped. The hell was I running?
Maybe Hammers?
I had research-based spiders and hammers.
Yeah, Hammers.
So I cut hammers and I cut research-based because I feel like every time I have priority, I'm going to play secures. And if I don't have priority, the extract game with like spiders and cubes is a lot worse because they can just take it middle and get the head. Obviously, I could play research based in that scenario, but I wanted options against Black Order to score fast, guaranteed, which is cubes and spiders. And then if I do win priority against Black Order, I'm going to take extracts because they love extracts, and Senators gives me 14 points to play against them.
Yeah, and it's an awkward points level for them. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And then Spider Portals is just... I haven't tested it, but I was like, if Black Order hates any secure, it might be this one, so it's it.
Yeah, because you can flip it and move, right? You don't have to be there to wait on Corvus to smack you up.
Exactly. That's the problem with Extremists and the other Ds, is like you have to sit on them to score, and they're fine with that because they just force and just pick you off one by one.
Come into my web.
At least with Spider Portals, you can flip it. They don't have models to really move over and flip it back, so then you can fight them.
Right.
And MODOK and Wanda are in just for attrition. Like sometimes my old list was very control-y focused, and I just could not play an attrition game. Like I lost to Leaf because I had like no guns. Like I had to rely on Thor to do anything, and Thor sucks. So
it's the king of 50-50s, right?
Yeah. So I was like, screw Thor, screw Angela. But I also don't value Angela plays as much as I think the rest of the crowd. I've played it. I just don't feel like it it definitely doesn't do anything in a black order. Like, cool, I get a spider and run away. It doesn't matter. Thanos and Corvus are going to run up in your face and kill you anyway. So,
That's right.
Keep in mind there were 4 black order players made the cut. This is 25%. Obviously, 2 of them switched, which I didn't know. So,
Well, there were 5.
yeah, if you count Leaf
You
as
count
well,
me as
right?
Black Order.
Yes.
Black
Yeah,
Order
so
in
there was
spirit.
5 Thanos players. And
Yeah.
There's a
I
good
was like,
chance
I
you
need
were gonna-
attrition options. I saw Travis's game against Jonah, and I was like, Modok Wanda, it's not an awful idea.
Gotcha.
So, it's a process. And then escort and sacrifice are just black order.
Yeah, counters to try and stave off that Corvus, smack you up as much as possible.
Yeah, it's literally just try to survive as long as possible.
And so Leaf, you have you basically have your criminal syndicate, Wides and Cabal, and Thanos thrown in for good measure. Is Thanos there to pump up your Cabal killing power, or what? Double down on Kingpin's control.
When you hit high point values, he is mostly the game. Because at
Time gem
17,
here.
yeah, like at 17 with him, you can either take the chumpy trio of Bob, Zemo, and Sin.
Mm-hmm.
You've got good old Killmonger plus Kingpin.
Wow, that's a little bit nutty too.
And MODOK plus either Sin, or if you decide you don't care that much about Sin's leadership, because, you know, you can take Zemo.
Yep.
MODOK, Zemo, 9-point Thanos.
I guess it's Cabal.
Yep. It's Cabal.
Right.
You can play Dark Reign.
Yeah, it's true. Awesome. Did you have anything like this roster in your bracket matches, or did you make major changes as well when you came to the finals?
So in the bracket, I ran Wakanda 9-point Thanos.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So
I was doing that too, actually.
Yeah, I was the only Wakanda player to not run Shuri, and the only Black Order player to not have Corvus.
You're breaking all kinds of records.
Meta, but not meta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The most and least meta. Same time.
I don't know if that word
but yeah,
means what you think it means.
I decided to make the swap to criminals. I've run 9-point Thanos and a lot of different affiliations. I ran.
Nice.
I've ran them in criminals before. This time it was straight criminals. I think it was for a 1 day.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy to see you getting some new stuff in your rosters. I've been following some of the roster choices you've been making for a while, and you always have something new to bring to the table, so that's exciting to see. So thank you for that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out today, but you know, you can maybe join us in the beta league, or you know, just play some casual games after the fact. But guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you two go, unless you guys have anything else you want to say.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right.
Real quick for
Thanks, Lee, for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merzane,
What was that, Merzane?
I was gonna say I already reported for you guys, so you don't need to go to report.
Dang.
oh, full service judge table. Here we go.
Also, it seems like Nate won his game.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And Todd admitted that Crossbones is amazing.
What is happening?
Dizzard sent me a clip of Todd saying Crossbones is amazing. All I know.
What is this game?
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, maybe when Todd says Cyclops is amazing is when the actual hell is freezing over.
No, that's a sign of the end of the world.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Catch you in the next one. Later.
Yep. Adios, boys.